If you weren't with us earlier, we just finished up at Slinger Speedway, quarter-mile dirt track where Mick Olsen held the tail by their nose, driving away to a 5-second victory. Over second place, Jaxson Quallie. He is hoping to channel some of that dominance into tonight's asphalt race here at the quarter-mile Slinger Speedway. Short track, high banks, high tempers. As these boys continue on throughout their practice session, there's 13 minutes remaining before we go into the first of our heat races. Jaxson Quallie so far the fastest of our competing drivers tonight with 12:95. Kyle Thayer finished third in the earlier race, with very closely behind him. 13:02. Mick Olsen's got a little bit of ground to make up, but he really isn't all that far behind with a 13:17. But if you look, the lap time between our first competing driver, that 666 of Justin Quallie, Ray Andrews, in that 8th place, about 2.5 tenths of a second. It is a tight field. It's going to be some amazing racing tonight, I think. Slinger Speedway, quarter-mile track, opened up in 1948. This track has insanely steep banking for a track its size. You get a little bit of a shot of it right there. Up to 33 degrees of banking at this track in the corners. That degree of banking helps push these cars to crazy lap times around here. The current record at this track is a sub 10-second lap in I believe, an asphalt sprint car. But even these cars, they're about 2,800 pounds, I believe. Around 200 horsepower, and they're still pulling high 12-second lap times. Nothing to laugh at. See Gale Wiggins there catch a little bit of the outside wall coming off the corner. Now, if you caught our last broadcast in our interview with Mick Olsen, he did mention that Ray Andrews was having issues in the previous race with his pedal set. He had an emergency set of pedals rushed over to him from a good friend, Jaxson Quallie, who happens to live nearby. Rushed him a set of his pedals that he has, just so that he can get back into tonight's race. And you see that they managed to get there in time, and he is on track turning laps as we speak. And those pedals seem to be working because they keep lowering those lap times. Mick Olsen, now the slowest driver on track, tied at a 13:17, which is just barely over 2/10 of a second slower than our leader, Jaxson Quallie. These guys are insanely close together as far as lap speed goes. subs, you'll see a little bit of a fun demo derby in some of these practice sessions here in private leagues. You know, there is a seriousness taken to these events, but when in practice, when it doesn't matter as much, these boys will have a little bit of fun. At the leaderboard have not changed recently, although the times are insanely close together. 12.95 at the front with Justin Walbring, all the way back to Mick Olofsson with a 13.17. Like, there really is not going to be too much in it here for these boys. Trying to improve that reverse lap time. Just listen to that little engine bang off that rev limiter. Every pop of fire, every little crackle you hear out of that engine, that's that engine cutting out saying no more. Like, this is all I can give you. This is all the computer will let me give to you. It was a 31.09. Gets it better at 25.84 that time by. You gotta think that that engine is getting a little worn out. Luckily enough, in these practice sessions, this does not matter. You can reset your car as many times as you need, from crash damage, engine damage, whatever kind of damage you may have. Come race time, these guys aren't so lucky. They do not get a single fast repair if you cause any damage to your car during natural feature race. You have to live with that damage. You cannot afford to even pit to fix it the old-fashioned way and sit there waiting for it to get repaired. Race control did not give these gentlemen any extra fast repairs, but they did allow 2 extra sets of tires. Although a pit stop to change tires here under green flag conditions is not going to be conducive to your staying on the lead lap. Not when they lap this track at a 13-second pace. Remaining. Dale Wiggins, the only one on track, still trying to improve on that reverse lap time. He was a little bit slower the last time by with a 26.12. Gets it down to a 26.01 that time by. Track kind of racing where you just put your right foot down on that floorboard and never lift is by racing in reverse. And I will give that engine credit for not having airflow going into the radiator. It has not blown up, and Dale has kept that throttle to the floor for many laps so far at this point. And that thing doesn't even sound sick. It is still going. Now we have Mick Olofsson looking to try to set the lap time in reverse. Fastest one I've seen so far, I believe, was a 25.84 by Dale Wiggins. Mick trying to hold it right down at the bottom. The theory is sound. That is the shortest way around this track. High going through 1 and 2. Keeps it down on that yellow line fairly nice and coming off of 2, but floats a little high to get into 3. Stays about a half a width off the yellow line through the corner. Keeps it down. Mick's going to run that lap at a 25.06, taking the lead in reverse lap time. Around for the second lap. A little bit slower, 25.18. 1 minute remaining in this practice session. We will not have any single car qualifying. We will jump directly into our heats. 8-lap heat races here. Should be 2 heats. First heat will set the inside line for the starting lineup of the feature race. The second heat will determine the outside line. Your starting position in the heat race will be just randomly drawn, maybe influenced by your qualifying time, but I do believe it is a random draw by iRacing to position you in your heat race. Down under the 25-second mark, 24.88 in reverse lap times for Mick Olofsson. But I believe he may have bounced off the track to get that lap time. As you can see from there, like, certain portions of this track are very rough, so you got to keep that in context. Got to keep that in the back of your mind as you are actually racing around here, because those bumps can unsettle the car if you catch one at a very inopportune time. But as we get ready here to grid up for the first of our heat races, we will be starting with 4 drivers in this race. Starting on pole position is the number 88 of Dale Wiggins. Ray Andrews will be starting outside of him in second with that number 13 machine. Coming in row 2, Matt Moreau on the inside line. On the outside of him is Mick Olofsson in that 21 machine. As we get ready to race, one more time around, that pace car will pull off. On the back straightaway here, the field will go into the control of Dale Wiggins. That 88 has control from here on out to the green flag. Through 3 and 4, green flag comes out. Dale gets a great start. Clears going off the corner. Matt Moreau leading up into second place. Managing to keep Mick Olofsson behind him. Ray Andrews, the big loser in that, falling back to 4th. Mick gets a little sideways coming off of the corner. But nose to tail all the way through the field here. Matt Moreau trying to work on Dale Wiggins, trying to win this race, trying to get that starting position for the feature. As we have a battle at the back of the pack, Ray Andrews will be working on Matt Moreau, or Mick Olofsson, sorry. Mick gets sideways coming off the corner again, a little bit of contact. That allows the 13 to get clear. As we ride on board with the 13 car, side by side yet with that 21, Mick gets a great run off the corner. He is able to hold that 13 just behind him as they come down the front straightaway. Really close between the two for position. Andrews credited for the third that time by. 3 laps to go, coming to 2. There is still a battle for the lead here. Dale Wiggins has it. Matt Moreau wants it. Got a little bit of a lull, I believe, on the exit of turn 2 as they come off of 4 now to take the white flag. Dale Wiggins a half second lead now over Matt Moreau in second. And you got to go 2 seconds back from that to get to Ray Andrews and Mick Olofsson. Ray will finish easily in 3rd place with Mick Olofsson bringing up the back of the field in 4th. Dale Wiggins with a heat race win. And we get ready for heat race number 2. We will have 3 cars in this heat. Kyle Thayer will be starting on pole position with Ray Dunlap on the outside line. Starting in 3rd place will be Justin Walbring. Remember, Kenny Troughton, while he shows up on our screen, that is only because he is in the race, but he is our race controller. So he will not actually be participating in the races tonight. As we get ready to take the green, Kyle Thayer has control. Green flag comes out. That green flag comes out really early here, gives that outside line such a huge disadvantage. Justin allows enough space for that 14 car to come down, but they both make contact with the outside wall coming off of turn 2. The 14 floats up. Justin tries to think it'll go on the inside, but Dunlap blocks that move to the inside. Kyle Thayer out to an easy lead, 0.9 of a second. Over Walbring, who's now taken over 2nd place from Ray Dunlap. Dunlap just riding along now. Justin, however, looks like he is on a mission, starting to reel in the leader with 5 laps remaining. .8 of a second, slowly closing in. Down to 6 coming off of turn 2. laps to go. Can Justin reel in the leader, Kyle Thayer? He is slowly bringing it closer, but 2 laps remain. I don't know if he has enough time. Not only does he has to catch Kyle in that 89 car, he's got to find a way around, and they have taken away flag as we speak. I don't think Justin's going to have just enough time. He is going to get there, but Kyle Thayer with the win hits the wall hard on the exit of 4, but does not slow him down enough to let Justin get by him. Justin's going to have to settle for 2nd place. Ray Dunlap will bring up the back of the pack with a 3rd. And we will now grid up for our 75 lap feature. Remember, we grid up based on finishing position. So Dale Wiggins will start on the pole position for our feature race. Kyle Thayer will start on the outside of him by virtue of his race his win in heat race number 2. Matt Moreau brings up 3rd place at inside line 2nd row with Justin Walbring on his outside. Ray Andrews starts 5th place with Ray Dunlap on his outside, and bringing up the back of this pack, Mr. Mick Olofsson in that 21 car. As we get ready for the green flag, pace car is on.
Green flag, green flag.
Green is in the air. Again, that outside line, just not the preferred line for the restart. Kyle does a good job, makes contact a little bit, going through 1 and 2 with Justin Walbring. Justin's going to lose a couple of positions because of that. As Dale Wiggins gets turned. No caution, Dale went off the track, and he returns back on. That gives the lead to Matt Monroe. Let's just see if we can see what happened with Dale Wiggins. He comes off the corner. There's a little bit of contact between him and the 89, and it just turns him straight left. Does a good job getting it collected back up, slowed down, and enters, but that costs him so much time. He is now back to the very back of the pack. Back up front, Matt Moreau, Justin Walbring, Kyle Thayer, 1, 2, 3. Mick Olson, from starting dead last, has worked his way up to 4th place. He is up 3 positions from the start of this race as he runs wide coming off of turn 4. Got Dale Wiggins working at 14 of Ray Dunlap. 4th position. Manages to get by him. Good job on Dale for that big moment coming off of 4 and keeping it straight and clean. Still have Dale Wiggins working on Mick Olofsson, going to the inside in turn 3. Gets alongside. A good run down the front straightaway, but not enough to clear that 88 car. Still side by side here, 4th position. A little bit of contact again, almost turns that 88 back to that infield one more time. Dale manages to keep it pointed straight this time. Back up front, Justin Walbring has closed in on Matt Monroe for the lead. Justin is running a little bit of a lower line through there. In fact, all the way around this track, staying just a little bit lower on the track than Matt is. That's allowing him to roll in. He's about 2/10. He's going to look a little bit different, 3 and 4. Matt's almost at full car width up the track through the corner. Looks like Justin's able to hold a lot more speed on the corner entry. Just isn't able to make it stick for the exit, but this time he looks down
Yellow,
to
yellow, yellow.
as we have a caution. Looks like Mick Olofsson had an issue as we come off turn 2. Still battling with Dale Wiggins. And they just made contact coming off turn 4. Both of them spin to the inside. See if we can get a bit of a better view of this contact. Not quite from that one, but from on board with Mick Olofsson. Just gets into that 88 and they just go straight to that infield. Both do a great job catching it, keeping it straight, and not doing any more damage. But that's caution number 1 here at lap 15 or so. Not really what Justin Walbring wanted to see. He was making a good run for that lead. Probably could have taken it within a few laps. At least with the way that he was running. But now he's going to have to restart on that outside line. Outside of Matt Moreau, who is our current leader. So Justin really has to hope that he can get down between Matt and third place there, Kyle Thayer, as they get ready to take the restart. Pace car is off. Matt Moreau has control of the field.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag is in the air. Kyle Thayer looking to make it 3 wide on the restart. Thinks better of it going into 1. That allows Matt Moreau, Justin Walbring, they still stay side by side. In fact, looked like Justin may have been just ahead of the line, but scoring is still showing Matt Moreau as our leader. Again, bumper to bumper across the line. You really don't want to be racing this hard this early. They still have 53 laps to go. You don't want to wear your tires out for the later part of this run. But these leaders are fighting as if it's the last lap. Ray Andrews is able to make a move on Dale Wiggins for 3rd place, but side by side still for the lead. In fact, Justin Walbring's able to get an advantage down the back straightaway. Not quite able to clear Matt Moreau on that inside, coming down the front. Still side by side. Looks like Justin's just going to clear Matt going into turn 3 to finally take control of this race. Matt just giving a little back bumper how to do. Let you know that, hey, great racing, but I want that spot back. Walbring not able to drive away from Matt Moreau just yet. In fact, he's getting a little pressure from behind with Ray Andrews starting to get up on his back bumper. Andrews trying to look to make something happen here, coming off of turn 4. Doesn't quite have enough with that new Cola 13 car. In fact, Matt Moreau is going to look to the inside of our leader, Justin Walbring. Nothing doing there. Further on back, got Ray Dunlap fighting Mick Olofsson. These cars are both scored 1 lap down right now. Mick, after a great run in our dirt race earlier tonight, struggling in tonight's asphalt race. In fact, he gets both him and the 14 get into the outside wall. That car just does not seem to be handling the way Mick wants it to be running right now. front, Jaxson Quallie has been able to open up a bit of a gap over Matt Moreau, but Matt still has company behind him. That 13 is still there. Not quite close enough to make the move, but close enough that you have to worry about him. You can almost guarantee Matt is driving in his mirror almost more than he is out that rear windshield, wanting to know where that 13 car is behind him, whether or not he's got the run making the move. 35 laps down, working lap 36 now. Quallie, Matt Moreau, Ray Andrews, your top three. The battle right now is for second. Ray Andrews is looking not quite able to get his bumper in on the inside of that 38 car, but he is trying. A little bit further in the back of the pack, you got Kyle Thayer. Mick Olsen goes around again. No caution as of yet. Can Mick get that car? He is stopped at the bottom. There's got to be,
Yellow.
there it is. As the leaders come up, Mick just run of bad luck in tonight's asphalt side race continues. Comes down the front straightaway, has a 14 car behind him. And that 14 car just has so much more speed on quarter entry, just barely taps the back bumper of that 21 car, and just enough to get that 21 car turned around. As we ride on board with Ray Dunlap, just barely gets into the 21 car's back bumper, but just enough. That's all it took, was just that light little tap to turn the 21 around. Mick wishing he could restart this race. Twice around, 2 cautions, and now being scored 2 laps down. These guys do have extra sets of tires, but under caution, it's very unlikely they'll able to take it as the pace car comes off. We are about to return to green flag racing. Jaxson Quallie, our leader, Matt Moreau, on his outside.
Green
is out. Very good start on that outside for Matt Moreau. In fact, he might be able to, nope, never mind. Quallie has enough of run on that inside to keep that 38 on his outside. Looked like they thought about going 3 wide a little bit further back in the pack. Thought better if it double filed back up. Right now, massive battle between our 2 leaders. Matt Moreau just edging Quallie across the line. In fact, he clears Justin on that lap, or that time around. Justin back to second once again. Still bringing the fight to our leader. Back for 3rd place. Still side by side. Dale Wiggins, Ray Andrews. Wiggins able to clear the 13 car, but the 13's going to have a good enough run to look back to the inside going into turn 1. All kinds of cars bouncing off the wall here. These cars are fairly durable, but you want to be careful how many times you do that. Still side by side for 3rd place. Andrews on the bottom, Wiggins on the top. Andrews able to clear Dale this time by 1 and 2. But Wiggins looks to the inside, gets a little sideways. That brings him back into the clutches of 89 of Kyle Thayer. Kyle's going to look to the inside, 1 and 2. Just got his nose in there, but not enough to stay. back up front, Matt Moreau, Justin Wahlberg still duking it out. Wahlberg yet to win one race this season, has consistently finished on the podium. Wants to get that checkered flag. Could tonight be the night? 23 laps remain to find out. He has a fast car. But Matt is a very consistent driver, and he's going to be a hard one to pass. Just looking a little bit down low to the inside. Matt gives him the room. Just doesn't have the speed on exit this time, though, not quite. Little bit of rubbing there. Nothing serious, but Justin's getting to that inside of that 38. Makes contact with the outside wall that time as it comes off the turn 4. That allows Matt Moreau to lead back up to about 4/10 of a second. All this battling, though, is allowing that 13 car Ray Andrews to catch them back up. Further back in the pack, we've got a good old scrap. Dale Wiggins, Mick Olson, Kyle Thayer, and Ray Dunlap. You gotta remember, though, Mick Olson, he is 2 laps down. He is not actually factoring in for position in this battle. But you gotta believe that Mick is driving mad right now. Dunlap looking three wide for a second there. Thinks better if it backs out. A little bit of contact with the back bumper of the 89. Everything stays straight. Hard lick with the outside wall that time for the 14 car. Back up front. Wahlberg has brought the battle back to Matt Moreau, but he is getting challenged from Ray Andrews. Makes contact with Ray. Gets turned sideways.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Yellow comes out. Just some good hard battling here. Ray gets his nose to the inside. I think Justin thought he was still clear. Comes down and just hooks himself on the front bumper of that 13. Gets himself turned around. Just enough to bring the caution out. We will have to see what race control does with that one. If they call Wahlberg on that caution and send him to the back of the pack, or are they just going to call that a racing incident? To go. Would appear Mick Olson is getting a lap back. He is credited as the lucky dog, being the first car 1 or more laps down. In fact, being the only car down a lap at this moment. He is the big benefactor of this caution. Still waiting on a decision from race control if they are going to penalize that 666. Or if they're going to call that a racing incident and let it be. I'd have to believe they call that a racing incident. I think Justin just thought he was still clear. It seems they're letting things be. We get the 1 to green. And they double things up here. Getting ready to go back to racing with 9 laps to go. 8 when they get to the line.
Green flag, green flag.
Is out. Justin gets a good restart on that outside. Is able to stay side by side with Matt, but washes a little high through 3 and 4, or 1 and 2. Makes contact with that 38, pushes him to the outside wall. Matt is not going to like that move at all. Justin gets a little sideways, side by side for the lead. Lots of contact happening here between the 666 and the 88. That slows them both down, allows that 38 to get back outside and by them. 5 laps to go at the line, this time by As the 13 gets turned sideways, caution is out. Didn't see who the 13 made contact with. That is not the correct incident. Looks like it would be the 89 of Kyle Thayer. Not sure what happened. He just came up and just got right hooked. Came up into that 89 car, and yeah, the car was still there. He had nowhere to go and just turned himself into that outside wall hard. This will likely set them up for a green-white checkered. I believe they get 3 attempts to get the green-white. Get the green-white checker. The big benefactor of this caution, that allows Mick Olsen back onto the lead lap, gives him another shot to get a couple of positions. Justin Walbring, if he wants to win this one, he is going to have to get the restart of his life on that outside line. He has some very competent drivers around him. Matt Moreau, Dale Wiggins, both hungry for the win. Caution number 4 as we come to 1 to green. See the lights come off on the pace car. Him start moving up the track to exit onto pit road. Field is now in the control of Matt Moreau. Justin Walbring on the outside. Dale Wiggins in third.
Green flag, green flag.
As they take the green, Justin gets a great restart. Almost clears that 38 coming into turn 1. Almost into turn 3 as well. In fact, he is going to clear him off of 4 and take the lead as they take the white flag one more time down the back straightaway. Justin Walbring coming through 3 and 4 for the final time to take the win. Matt Moreau, Dale Wiggins, Ray Dunlap, Ray Andrews finish out your top 5. Mick Olsen is able to make up a position on Kyle Thayer, 4th, 6th, and 7th respectively. What a finish. In fact, let's go back and watch that restart one more time. As Justin, in fact, let's ride along with Justin as he takes that restart. Runs hard all the way on that outside. Make sure Matt has to go as low as possible. Keeps him pinned as low as he can, as long as he can. It just shows you like how hard they're racing. Nothing between them, and good, hard racing for the win. Justin Walbring finally gets that checkered flag. He has been working all season for that checkered, for that W. Finally manages it. He is going to be one happy bolt man right now, I can tell you that much. As we get ready and wait for the drivers to finalize their on-track celebrations, get their top 3 picture, and join us here in the broadcast booth for a final interview, post-race interview between the top, or from the top 3. Great race, great finish to that race. That was some grade A racing all the way through that field. So why don't we start by talking with our 3rd place finisher, Mr. Dale Wiggins in that 88 machine. Dale, What was that restart?
Which restart are we talking about?
That last one to set up the win.
Oh, I won?
Well, you didn't win. You came in third, but you weren't far.
I truthfully don't know. I mean, when I first wrecked out I believe it was the first caution, if I'm correct, with Mick. That was a good battle there, and got sent to the back, whether I liked it or not. Made my way back up. Just had to push and shove. It's short track racing. It's a quarter-mile, high banked, world's fastest speedway. So you gotta do what you gotta do.
Well, we definitely saw a little bit of a short track racing there. A little bit of the bumper was used between our leaders there, Matt Moreau and Justin Walbring. I'm sure it happened further back in the pack as well. But yeah, that was some great racing. You had some issues early on, and you managed to come back to a top 3, and that was. What else could a guy say, right?
Yeah. I mean, I can't complain, really. I mean, I forget who it was, but I got sent on one of the restarts going on to the backstretch, got sent into the wall. And guess what happened? My steering got messed up. And guess what happened? I got faster.
That seems to be a bit of a trend with you, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, we don't talk about last week's I-55 mishap with the steering. We don't really talk about that one. That one was a little too messed up.
Well, tonight it worked in your favor here at Slinger Speedway. Top 3 finishing position. Anyone you want to thank for your success out there?
Hey, man, it's all the sponsors. All the sponsors, truthfully. Same with my dad as well. Best damn mechanic I can ever ask for. But, hey, got P3. We're happy with that.
Yeah, nothing wrong with a podium. The points are still very tight all the way through right now at the midway point through this season. It's still anyone's championship. Dale, a couple of finishes like this, you'll be right back in that battle.
All right. Whew.
All righty. Coming up with our second place finisher, Matt Moreau in that 38 machine, that Dodge Avenger. Matt, that was some intense racing pretty much right through that entire thing, but that last half, and especially that last restart, what did it look like from your seat?
A lot of pain. I learned early on, I guess after Justin got by me on the outside and they got by him, that as soon as you get up there, that it's really hard to defend. So ultimately, that's how he got around me. Unfortunately, that happened with 5 to go, but happy to him, and it'll be hard to catch him in the championship, but it'll be fun.
Well, luckily for you, you came into tonight 1 point ahead of Justin Walbring. I'm sure that might change a little bit tonight with him winning the race and you finishing second, but it's still a tight championship race halfway through the season. It could still be anyone's game to win.
Yeah, and I'm also trying to think about Jaxson. I think he has some more hockey coming up. He took a last place tonight, but he's going to play spoiler for sure. I think unfortunately, with hockey, I think he's kind of out of the championship picture, but I mean, he's still going to win multiple races.
Yeah, and that is unfortunate for Jaxson because he did come into tonight our points leader. He was only, 3 points ahead of you. And 2 points ahead of you, Matt, and 3 points ahead of Justin in his point standings. But yeah, tonight's going to hurt, and with more hockey on the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he took a last place points, so he did collect points tonight, but I guess his next hockey one, unfortunately, he is going to drop quite a bit in that championship picture.
Well, that could work in your favor because we know that Jaxson kid's got a lot of raw speed in him. He's just got to work on the rookie nerves.
Yeah, he's narrowing it down, and with his raw speed, when he's out front, he's gone. So he'll definitely win a lot more. Me and Justin probably nose to tail quite a bit, and it'll be interesting.
Yeah. So when Justin gave you that little bit of a bumper coming off of turn 4 there, a few laps before that last caution there, were you thinking of revenge, or was that not really on the plate?
No, it wasn't on the plate at all. My first reaction was I hope the front wheel doesn't bend. Thankfully it didn't, and actually it kind of helped because it then put me on the top side when he was trying to pass on the bottom, which it's Slinger, it's where I want to be anyway. So actually kind of helped, and thankfully didn't hurt the car.
Well, it almost worked out for you tonight. Unfortunately, you had to settle for a second place finish, but second place is still pretty dang good.
Yeah, no, it definitely stings. But you know, second place overall is pretty good. A lot better than where I was running last year. So
Yeah, and after a very entertaining battle for really the top 5 after that last restart, as a racer myself, I would rather lose a hard-fought, entertaining battle like that than win by a mile.
points say otherwise, but it was a lot of fun.
True enough, when you're racing for a championship, you want every win you can get, but... before we continue on, Matt, is there anyone you would like to thank for supporting you?
Yeah, I'll go with my real-life sponsors that are on this car. We have Flower City Collision, Gage Towing Service and Fleet, Carnation Restoration, Wilbur 2 Pullet, TZ Graphics, Performance Hobbies. Also, shout out to the team, Strange Brew Racing. Great group of guys. You know, they're always showing up each week, so it's a lot of fun. And you guys for broadcasting. Can't wait to see it.
Well, thank you, Matt. I am having a lot of fun up here broadcasting. This is my first real attempt at trying to do anything even close to being like this, and I'm actually quite enjoying it. So thanks for supporting me, and look forward to broadcasting the rest of the season for you guys.
Sounds good. Definitely will be there.
All right. Thank you, Matt. And now, the man, the myth, the legend, Justin Walbring, finally with the W.
I do believe I called this in my last interview.
Well, you know what? You went up. Hopefully, you can stay at the top now.
I'm really hoping, but Matt and honestly, the whole group is going to be hard to keep back. All these guys are great racers.
Well, just watching from practice and looking at the best lap times, the entire field was within 2.5 tenths of the time of a second in their best lap time. In practice, we knew right then and there that this was going to be a tight race through and through.
Oh, definitely. And honestly, the mini stocks are perfect for this track. Racing anything bigger on here gets real sketchy, but these things are meant for here.
Well, I don't know what it was like for you in the driver's seat. I know what it was like up here calling it in the booth, and that was exciting as all heck. Justin, can you take us through, especially those last few laps on that last restart from the driver's seat?
I just knew that up top on the restarts was actually where you wanted to be. It was just a little bit faster of a line. You could keep more momentum through the corners. As you could see, as soon as Matt got up top on the restart, he ended up taking me over. That top side was the key element to this.
Well, and the funny thing is watching the heat races, the outside line was a dog on the restart. You just had to hope to get back down. But yeah, during the feature here, you, Matt, and whoever else started on that outside line almost every time got a really good jump.
Yeah, once the rubber started getting put down up there, it just started coming in. And like I said, you just can keep more momentum up there and let it roll through the corner more naturally and get back into it just a little bit sooner.
Yeah, and short track Slinger didn't disappoint. We definitely saw the use of the front bumper a couple of times throughout the race there, but the one that stands out most for me is you on Matt for the lead there. Unfortunately, you ended up putting him into the wall just a little bit, but luckily no harm, no foul, no damage. Was that an intentional bump, or did you just have a better run and didn't realize it until too late?
I just had a better run and didn't realize it until it was a little too late. I feel bad for it because, as we all know, I like to race clean. I like to keep it clean. Little, putting the bumper to them here or there to let them know that you're there is all right, but I don't condone that putting people into the wall stuff.
No, when you try to use the bumper, you try to just move them up a little bit, and the wall's that little bit too far. Fortunately for both of you, like I said, no harm, no foul. He rubbed the wall, it didn't hurt the car, and managed to maintain pace with you. So.
Yeah, I'm really happy for that. I really like racing with Matt. Great competitor, clean racer, always gives it 100% with you, and really test your boundaries.
Yeah. But after even an accidental move like that, you've got to expect one in the bank, right?
Oh, I'm counting it. There's going to be one coming here and there, but it's all in fun. He's a great guy. Of course, he's my teammate this season, and we're really putting one on for Strange Brew Motorsports.
No kidding. I have not really looked. I can't even remember really if there are team points for the mini stocks, but Strange Brew teammates have been doing really strong this season so far.
Yeah, I think we got the lead by over 100 points right now for the team championship, and I'm pretty sure we got this in the bag for the rest of the year as far as team points. So now it's time to start looking out for ourselves.
Well, I was just chatting with Matt about the overall championship points, and coming into tonight on the asphalt side of things, Jaxson Quallie had the lead with 141 points. Matt Moreau was second with 139. You were 1 point back with 138. Tonight's race, that's going to shuffle a lot with Jaxson having to take last points place for hockey commitments. You winning the race, Matt Moreau behind you by one position. That's really going to be a shake-up to the point standings, isn't it?
Definitely going to keep things tight. Of course, you see me, Matt, and whenever Jackson's out there, we're typically up there in the top 5 every time.
Exactly. And we hope to see Jaxson able to be continuing to compete for the championship. That kid is super quick, but sounds like with hockey starting up, he might not be able to be available as much as he'd like to.
Race control scoring has ended.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but hockey is his first love, of course, and that kid's going to have a great future career in racing if he ever wants to get into it and be there full time.
Yeah, well, hopefully with the win tonight, that'll put you hopefully in the lead, actually. Or
I do believe
very close.
I do believe I'll be in the lead. Going to be real close.
It'll be very, very close with the way the point standings are. Matt finishing directly behind you. It's going to be a tight points battle all the way to race number 8, I believe, in both series.
Yeah, most definitely. This season has just been the most fun I've had racing with RMRL. I just couldn't ask for a better night tonight. I'm kind of speechless.
Yeah, and next season you'll be moving up to the elite bunch. You won't be able to race with the rookies anymore because you're just getting too dang good, man.
That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to make sure that I came in, set my standard, and move forward from there.
Well, you are definitely making great strides towards that goal, Justin. Is there anyone you would like to thank for the success that you've been seeing so far this season?
There's a lot. Kenny Troughton for giving me advice here and there. James Pileski for all the help that he's given me. Of course, my Strange Brew teammates, they've been nothing but great. Dean and Mick for putting this on and taking me under their wing. Ray Andrews, of course, for all his support and pushing me to do this. If it wasn't for him, I'd probably already retired.
Well,
a big thank you to my wife, Nora, my kids, Levi, Blaze, Candace. Thank you guys so much, and my mom and my dad.
Well, Justin, glad to see you continuing on. You finally found a large amount of success so far this season. I believe this is race number 8, and 7 of which you have finished on the pole between the 2 series.
Yeah, it's kind of my redemption season. After last season and having all that trouble that I had, I'm feeling pretty vindicated that I wasn't the problem.
Well, once again, congratulations on the win. We knew it was coming. Hopefully we'll see a few more out of you.
I'm hoping so. And a big thanks to my sponsors, Michael Steele with Michael Steele Graphics, Kush 21 for my pre-race ritual, FestiCab Festival Cab Service, and Extreme Pro Race Engines.
All right. Well, the next one has to be on dirt, Justin. That's what I'm telling you right here, right now.
It'll get there. Kokomo is definitely not one of my better tracks.
Well, it didn't show earlier tonight.
No, I didn't. I got lucky, but yeah, you have a great night, Tom. Thanks for everything that you've done for us.
Well, if I can broadcast races like we just had here, I am all for it. I had a blast calling tonight's asphalt race especially. There was a lot of beating, a lot of banging, some great racing. That last Greenway checker put on one hell of a show for the fans.
That we did, and thank you guys for coming out and watching.
All right. And that is Justin Walbring, our race winner, after a exciting finish to our 75 lap feature here at Slinger Speedway. Door beaten, side by side. The leader never got away the entire race. I hope you all enjoyed. I know I had a blast calling tonight's race. We will see you once again next week on Tuesday evening. We will be running the Dirts November 19th, the Dirt Cars at Knoxville, and returning to Lucas Oil Raceway for our Asphalt Series. Another 40 and 75 lap feature respectively. And we will continue to watch this championship battle. There are very few points scanning the top 5 in both series. These guys are going to duke it out right to the bitter end, to the very last lap on week number 8. Hope to see you guys there, and I cannot wait to call those races. Thank you for joining. Thank you to Rusty Misfits Racing League for having me, Tom Quiring. And thank you most of all to the racers and you fans for coming out, putting on the show, and supporting this series.